You mean, why does New England rule?
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
After this trip, it just gets me psyched to go on another one. You know, I'll do it however I have to.
Passion. You can't fake it. You either have it, that all-consuming emotional pursuit of a singular purpose, or you just don't. At climbing, we have that passion. We don't love the sport, we're obsessed with it. For over 33 years, this indelible zeal has filled the pages of climbing with top-notch writing and eye-popping images. Every issue, every department, every single word expresses our maniacal devotion to the sport.
One, two, three, four.
Being in Europe, it's a great gift to be here. It's more of like a fun journey.
And it's all about rock climbing.
With this group we're traveling with, we try to get things done quick.
You can never feel so good as to have so many things to do and have the chance to go try and do them all, as you do when you're on a climbing trip in Europe or something and you've been waiting your whole life for it.
Hello America! My name is Stefan Siegrist. I want to welcome you in Interlaken. Interlaken is one of the traditional places in Switzerland. It's quite cool, I tell you. The people are a bit serious, but yeah, it's a serious place. It's quite a serious place here. Since 5 years I live here in Interlaken now, and it's quite a cool spot to start climbing, to keep on climbing and do other things. People here are so extreme. The train system in Switzerland is so cool. Now I explain you the mountains around Interlaken. Those two help me. That's Max. Over him, that's the famous Jungfrau. That's John. Over him, the famous monk. And that's me. Over here, the famous Eiger Nordface. Eiger Nordface. Eiger Nordface. Hello! Hey, hi, how are you? Ah, yeah, good, good. No, I'm just now in the Eiger, the Hotel Rote Flue, yeah. Yeah, it's quite good. The view could be better, but it's nice. Yeah. Okay, bye. In '99, Daniel Anker and me start putting the new route on. It was a long time a bit confused about this Rote Flue. Nobody liked to go. They thought all the time it's very bad rock. But we thought to have a look, and you will see how the rock was. The route is 900 meters long, 26 pitches, and it's around 70 plus to make it to red point, and took us quite a long time, I mean 1 year. Then often it's wet here or it's covered with snow, so you have to take the good days, the dry days, to climb that stuff. Durch die Nacht. I finally found an ice. Isn't that great? Real mixed climbing. Oh, fuck. How many meters left?
2 meters left. Okay.
I hear those so strong climbers, like Dave Climber in Switzerland.
Okay, so speed. The really cool parts, well, the whole thing is cool, first off. It's all very similar. It's like consistent and incredibly sustained, you know? There's no real stopping point. It's been 8. Come on, Joe! Nice. It's really sustained. It's really intense on your shoulders, so all of a sudden you don't have any shoulders anymore. So you're just kind of doing a move and shaking and doing a move and shaking, doing a move and shaking, and doing a move and shaking, and another move and shaking, and you go left, and then you go right. Big lock-offs. Gaston, undercling. Well, big side pull. The side pulls, little teeny crimpers, like small holds on it. And slopey edges, all these little rails. Squeezing, and you have to squeeze really hard. And, oh!
Dick. All right. The whole concept of being over here in Europe traveling gives me good motivation to work with that as a structure. So my plans are just to travel in Europe, and that gives me something to do that's really what I'm psyched on doing, which means rock climbing. And rock climbing to me is making the most out of traveling, which is visiting all the spots that I can possibly go to. New Valley, Houston Pass. New problem. Let's making a new landing. Right there. So you got undercling and a side pull, and somehow you gotta get this sloper, and then just need to get this sloper here or a pinch or something like that. Then somehow like squeeze really hard and grab this little thing and go right and hit this. Come on. And then maybe come into this again or something crazy and get there. And then get in there, throw your foot around that like a heel hook and slap and then go up to the jug. Way up there. Maybe.
Come on, Dad. Nice. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. Come on. Try, dude. Get that shit. Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Come on,
Come
Dave.
on.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Dave.
Come on, Dave. Come on.
Do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. You got it. Come on, Dave. Go, dude. Yeah, man. Nice. Nice, man.
The whole around vibe here is just excellent.
On the middle guy's face is great. The accordion. The look on his face.
To be a climber in Switzerland, it's good about different reasons. I mean, firstly, the country is small. You can move from one side to the other side in 3 or 4 hours. And we have different cliffs. Like, we don't have these huge areas, but you have a lot of small spots, like with 20, 25 routes. And all of them, they are different. And for me, it's the best country to be a climber. To have climbers from America in Switzerland, in our states, it's also interesting to discover like how they climb in our country. And I guess, I mean, it's a bit different, the style of climbing, but for me it's really interesting to see other people's how they climb in my country, in our country, like on our rocks.
Come! Yeah!
When you're here in Switzerland, there's lots of bouldering, lots of sport climbing to do, and
Lots of limestone here, really good limestone. And I think, you know, having all the styles like within reach is like one of the best parts of being here.
I think a good method we've been doing here is climbing a lot of days in a row, but not climbing so much each day. I think you can get more done that way. You could stay pretty much strong like 5 days in a row if you climb maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. And if you're alternating bouldering and route climbing, it's more possible to do that. I think climbing more equals climbing better. After 9 days of climbing, you're on. You know what to do. You're not that tired, you know? You kind of lose the feeling of your body like limiting you in that sense. So for me, training with climbing is just trying to climb really, really hard after a lot of days. And then when you're fresh, you're fresher than ever, you know, you're stronger.
Yeah.
Some folks make it too dark for the cutting hustle.
From the beginning, since we first started climbing together, we've all like just had a good chemistry. And you know, when you have that good chemistry, and you're all good friends, you know, nothing but good things can happen.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that if we never met and started climbing together, that we'd be where we are now.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, go back. Come on, dude. Come on. Get it. Nice. Again, edge. There. Good. Flag that thing. Yeah. Nice, dude. Yeah. Come on, dude. Send, dude.
Yeah, like that.
Nice. Come on. Nice. And again. Come on. Nice. Go, Mad. Oh, nice.
Come on, yeah, strong, come on. Come on. Nice.
Being here in Europe is like, you know, all the more better. It's not America, it's something different, totally different, which is great. You know, we don't know where we are, we don't know where we can, you know, when we're driving, we don't know where we're going. We just kind of want to go to like a specific place to find a little piece of rock.
We're in France, a town called Trelenta. We're here for a
kind of like a low-key, friendly outdoor bouldering comp.
It seems more of like a party.
Oh, me también. Look, you see that word over there? It's French. Europe. You see this shit? Look at this. Look at fucking fountains. Probably like 1,000 years old. Gomez, look at him. Washing his face.
A party with bouldering as the focus.
The area of Trelenta is just so pretty.
It's so beautiful, the view here, fresh mountain air. I feel good.
I predict some injuries.
Watch.
Maybe a little bit of whining.
Come on, Rob. Come on.
Blood.
You alright?
A lot of hard boulder problems.
Yes.
And probably a few high balls.
God, I want to do that again.
Yeah, when we first got there, we saw this beautiful arête and, you know, had the back of my mind I wanted to climb. So I kind of, the last day we decided to go try it. It's just one of those arêtes that it's like a body positioning thing. It seems really hard and suddenly you figure out just to kind of like torque your body a little bit and suddenly like the move works and you just have to keep your head together. It never really felt like it let up. There wasn't, there was maybe one or two moves that were a bit more difficult than the rest, but it's not like you do a hard move and then you're done. It's just really good. I like problems when they're like that. They're a good height and you just have to keep thinking the whole way up. And even when you think you've got the top, you're just not even sure if you're done. It's kind of like, whoa, you know, watch me, I could come off here. So it was a really rewarding problem. I'm glad I did it.
Come on, Lisa. Come on. Come on, Lisa. Come on. Yeah. Nice. You got this. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Stay with it. That's it, Lisa. Go on. Come on. Push around. Go on. Go on. Nice.
Watch me.
Top of it. Over the top of it. Go on.
Alright. I'm just so tired.
Nice.
Serious? Okay.
This is the kind of place you come to do a lot of climbing.
It's long and steep and
Very overhanging with big holes and pockets, yeah.
a lot of fucking pocket pulling, man. It's really, really hard pocket pulling.
Very pumpy. Yes, it's pump.
Best climbing in the world.
Come on, Gomez. Nice, dude. Come on, Gomez. Stick it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gomez. Come on. Come on.
Of course, I love traveling, but every time I go back to France, I'm also very happy to climb on my favorite cliffs, as Sirius, for example. It's really one of the best sites, you know, like the scenery is amazing. It's a really nice countryside. very quiet. And then the roots, the rock, everything is perfect up there. I've been there for the first time in 1988. I was very young, like 18, young. I've seen many young climbers now, they are much stronger than what I was when I was 18, but it was another time for sport climbing.
Realization is like the biggest and most intimidating piece of rock that I've ever tried to climb for myself. Not only because there's so much hype around it and it's been around my whole life, but because it's such a hard route. I don't know how to explain like the feeling of wanting something so bad that you just want to like take it, but realization is something that's like you have to have so much coming from you to realize that thing. You're never going to do it unless it's like incredibly pure and it's coming from what the most you possibly have, you know? It's going to have its periods of intimidation, it's going to have its periods of like almost there feelings, like just kind of conquering the feeling of intimidation and the feelings of no confidence on it, and then the developing feelings of confidence, and then the actual realization and the actual success of it. Just like Action Direct was, and Dream Time, and The Fly, and all these things that I had to battle with. So I can learn from everything that's taken me a lot of time in the past to apply to this, but this one just doesn't fit in with me, and it's great. It makes me so psyched, because to do this route, I'm going to get to be so much better of a climber, and it's such a brilliant feeling to know that you're going to get stronger from something. It could take between tomorrow and a month. It could take another couple seasons. Okay, so Baba Black Sheep was this project. This dude, John Mark, this crazy guy with this hair, came up to me and he goes, yes, I have spotted the new route. It's very bad, it's not so nice, and yes, it's a bit short. You see this? And it was a project I had been looking at, and I was like, it's cool to climb on. Yes, you can climb, but it's no good, it's no good. It's to block. The moves are not good.
I really like the moves on this route. The bottom consists of maybe like a V8 boulder problem, like big span moves from like a tufa to like this other like big side pull flake thing. And you do like some funky high steps, and then you get to this big slopey pod. You stuff your heel in it and you kind of rest. And then you go into pretty much the meat of the route. It's pretty much like a maybe 8A plus boulder problem. You do some hard undercling moves and some tensiony foot moves.
Hey, come on!
after that really powerful undercling section in the heel toe business, you come into some underclings and you get to do a really cool jump. And from that point on, it's just good holds, but really far in between them. So you have to like kind of grab something really, really bad and then do a really big jump off of it.
They're just big moves, totally different than the other Seiyu's moves. And they just feel really good to do.
Come on in.
Well, right now we're planning on going to Austria, to the Schleier Wasserfall, to just check it out and meet Alexander Huber and see what his deal is and learn what we can from him and watch his style and meet a new strong climber. A lot more people climb harder here, and I think the standards are a little bit higher than in the U.S., but in the U.S. it's improving too. The standards are getting really high. There's lots of strong climbers coming out of the U.S. that are just as good as the best Euros. Maybe that can be because they've been going to Europe and training here, and I think it helps the standard rise if you have more good climbing. Magic Wood, Abers, Switzerland. I think Magic Woods is unique because just the setting, the name fits. The forest here is really beautiful, and I don't know, looking around at problems, running around through the woods, I tend to get lost, so I don't know, I'm kind of convinced that it is magical. It just feels really ancient here. It doesn't feel like anyone's been here before, you know? A lot of the problems here, they don't top out. There's just a lot of moss and just growth on the top of them. It'd be kind of a waste just to scrape off the moss so you could do a top out. It's just a really nice setting, the river and the trees, the moss everywhere, and it's the sounds. It's just really unique. And, I don't think I'll ever forget it. The problems are just really good. I like the style. I think it fits my style pretty well. Crimps and just powerful climbing.
Molto bene.
Some of the problems I've done here are, that stand out. One is Boygas. It's a 8B. Just a few moves with a really big dyno at the end.
Come on, man. Come on.
Ow! Massive attack is a cool problem, really pure and powerful, like a hard sit-down start. 3 or 4 moves, and you're done. The Never Ending Story project is really cool. I did the stand-up, but there's a project with like 15 moves that lead into it. I think that would be at least 8C. If someone linked that, it'd be amazing.
The way that things work when I go on a climbing trip is that I go because I'm psyched to do these routes that I see and I've seen for all my life. And I finally have this ultimate opportunity to kind of like challenge myself in the way I really kind of trained for. Like the ultimate opportunity to take advantage of.
Take. Okay, let the interview begin. You want to know about the French blow? Well, we've all seen the French blow. Hey, this is the Euro styles.
French, yeah, say to this, and I don't know why. I don't know.
The French blow.
Maybe it's been practiced for a very long time and it's something that we can't even grasp. Maybe it really is important.
I've seen Americans do the French blow. It's when you chalk, very finesse-like, flowy-like, and blow the chalk off your hands. Grab the hold. It's very French. Many of the French do it.
It's because the rock is burning.
It's not because the chalk is bad here?
No.
It's good chalk?
Yeah, always good chalk.
What about?
It's because the chalk here is totally ghetto. It sucks.
This is too much. I blow the axis off. And when they fall is the funny part, because then they're like, oh, merde.
It's very funny.
Flowy and finesse looking. It can be cool looking, but I don't know, kind of funny.
But it looked very good.
I climb because I like to feel my body. I like to feel my body.